Hello. Hello from me and father son here. Where's my finger? Boop. He I feel like it just like booped the sun on the head like oh, where'd it go? Boop. Anyway, I was gonna flip the camera my way because I'm still not showing my face, but like I still kind of point it towards me because I'm still kind of, I talk with my hands a lot. I'm very animated. But then like before I could flip it though, I turned my camera on and I like saw the sun shining and I was like, ooh, that looks really cool. And I felt like I kind of sat in the sun for a little bit before I pressed record and got my camera all set up. But it just feels so good, you know? And I call the sun father son. That's how I kind of relate to it. That's how I kind of feel its energy. It has a masculine feel to me. And like Mama Gaia, Father Sky, Grandfather Sun, and Grandmother Moon. And but anyway, so then like I saw it and I was like, ooh, and I was like soaking in the sun, you know, and just thanking it for its light and its, you know, illumination of, you know, life and love and truth and wisdom and, you know, just in light codes, you know. I feel like some light codes just go beyond the realm. It's like they transcend maybe human logic and they just kind of land in your body and in your consciousness and in your, you know, and it's like your skin soaks up like the sun and the coat. Anyway, I was just like sitting in the sun just now and like just kind of talking out of my whatever. But anyway, and it's like we're told not to look at the sun directly, but I'm like, well, surely we can look at it through a lens and it'll be just fine. It's not gonna burn our eyes. And it's just really beautiful, you know? Anyway, I just wanted to come out here real quick and I don't know, just say this verbally, just kind of speak out loud this realization that I had. It's kind of an obvious one, but like I said in my last video, it's like some truth, some wisdom like lands differently sometimes. Sometimes truths that we already know, like what did I say? Some truths shine with a different resonance sometimes, like a deeper resonance, right? And I was looking at an Instagram post before I came out here, and this is kind of what sparked this thought. But like I've seen and heard before, and I do honestly believe myself that like a lot of like, you know, there's lots of like, I guess, titles that you could say, whether like star seeds or like spiritual souls even, or just evolved, awakening souls, multidimensional beings, earth angels, like, excuse me, there's all kinds of titles that we could say, right? But, and I think I said actually in like one of the first shorts that I posted, because I posted like 3 shorts before I started making like longer form videos, because my old phone wouldn't let me do the longer videos like this one does. So thank you to this phone for letting me do long videos. It has like bigger space. Anyway, and so, oh, so I had said in one of those shorts that like, oh no, I think I lost it. Oh no. Okay, well this is funny because what I was basically going to talk about was oh my god, neurodivergence. Okay, because as y'all know by now, if anyone ever sees this, I am like very ADHD, right? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, it came back now. So in one of those shorts I mentioned how I really feel like, and I'm very intrigued by the thought that there's some kind of link, right, between being neurodivergent, neurospicy, and like that tying into some kind of, or tapping into some kind of like spiritual frequency or level, or like, you know, because it's like us with like ADHD. And it's fun, like I said in that short at one point that like I just want to explore that and sometimes talk about it like now. But like with ADHD, it's crazy because like our minds literally, like, for me anyway, I can't speak for other people, but for me personally, like, my ADHD is just, it's so crazy. Like, I literally feel like my mind is bouncing around between like different dimensions, different thoughts, picking up. It's like having a radio antenna for a brain. Like, it just, we pick up random shit. Of course, everyone probably deals with like random songs popping in their heads, or like random thoughts, or like random, maybe downloads. Maybe we don't know, or people don't know that they're downloads, but just so many different random things, right? And so the thought that I had was, though, it's like, you know, I've, like, for the past however many years, like, I get frustrated that I struggle so much here, and I feel like a lot of neurodivergent people do, because it's like, we live in a society. Anyone that knows me has heard me rant about this so much, so I won't go super deep into it, but it's like, this society that we're currently living in, like, it doesn't really cater, or it's not really in flow or in rhythm with neurodivergent minds. We're just on a logical, like, biological level, like, supposedly, like, that we just have some kind of chemical imbalance or whatever. But it's like, on a much deeper level than that, though. It's like, we're just built different. we're built different. Our minds are just tuned into different shit. Like, different frequencies, different thoughts, different, like, whatever you want to call it, right? And I'm not, like, discrediting the fact that, like, on a science, like I said, on a scientific, like, physiological level, like, or biological level, I'm not a scientist. But, like, yeah, that probably, in this earthly realm, like, it probably is having to do with, like, well, I think it's probably been proven, but, like, we just have different levels of, whatever in our brain. It's just a different chemical makeup. I don't even want to say an imbalance, because who's to say whose shit is balanced? The people that are good at surviving and or thriving in this society that just is kind of catered to neurotypical people. Like, and I'm not dissing on anybody. I'm just saying, like, with, like, timing and, like, slaving away your fucking day. Rhymage. But and I get just, like, I don't even know really how to compress this all into, like, what I'm trying to say. But basically, so, like, the thought was that, like, with neurodivergence, I feel like, and even just, like, a lot of, like, people that come here, souls that come here that have some kind of huge mission, either to, like, assist humanity or create something for the world that's going to help, uplift and balance out the energies here, or inspire people, or just, like, bring about, and I feel like a lot of us are here right now to, like, do just that, to, like, balance out the energies, right? Or help inspire people and lift the frequency, right? Because this 3D realm is very, it's heavy. It's heavy here, and I think that's why it's so hard for us to exist here sometimes, right? And, like, get in the rhythm of, like, well, also it's just because, like, the system's fucking corrupt, okay? Like, that's just obvious, because, like I said in the last video, people that shouldn't be running this fucking world are, unfortunately. But I think that, like, I feel like the things that we have gone through, like, I feel like it's kind of a thing where a lot of spiritual people, like, well, everyone in general, but I'm just saying this specific thought, okay? A lot of, like, spiritual people, we've had to overcome, like, a lot of shit, right? Like, and I feel like, and like I said, a lot of people have, okay? Like, spiritual or not, everyone's had to deal with trauma. But it's like, I feel like a lot of people that came here for a huge reason, to help shift things, it's like they've been plagued with so much shit, whether it's health issues or it's, like, mental health. Like, dude, the depression that, like, I've gone through personally, and, like, I still deal with it sometimes, it's like, but it's like, I'm kind of seeing it in a new way. It's like, and like the reason why I felt the need to come out here and talk about this was because I was sitting in my chair, like just kind of like reading this post, and like I just started like, maybe not bawling, but like I just started crying. Like my eyes just like filled up with tears, and I was like, oh my God, like it just, I don't know, like the new resonance that just shone upon me, I guess, was like, we've had to go through so much shit, because I feel like we've had to not only find ourselves and like recreate ourselves from a new foundation of like unconditional love, like accepting ourselves and like shedding. I think a lot of it is like we've had to shed so much programming and like, you know, negative thoughts about ourselves, you know, whether that was perpetrated and started from us or an outside source or society or whatever. But like, we've had to go through so much shit because we've had to, it's like I got this energy of like, we're really being prepared for something. Like, we've had to endure shit. Oh, there's a squirrel. Hi. Oh, I wish I could pet them. I wish I could pet you. They're so cute. Anyway. But okay, so basically what I'm trying to say, we've had to build up and create our mental strength, our inner strength, our inner power, right? Because I wish I could like remember the exact like thoughts that came to me, because I feel like, you know how different people, like, they know something is true for them when they, some people feel tingles, some people get ringing in their ears, some people, you know, just, they have different like, hello. They just, we have like different bodily sensations, I think, that are tied into like truth in our, you know, it's like we can feel truth in our body, but we can also feel it like their intuition and stuff. But something that I've personally have been trying to work with is like, yes, I am like I'm like very like up in the ethers a lot in my mind, and like, you know, just, I'm just very I don't want to say flighty. I guess I can be flighty, but it's like I'm also like, but I've been trying to like form this like this bond and this connection with my body, because I feel like that's also very important. I think that's like where like somatic therapy and techniques come in. It's like it's connecting, it's making that connection to your body, it's grounding. Like I feel like in the past year especially, like I have really learned, like, or been learning, I'm still learning, but like the connection between mind and body, and like the art of grounding. I feel like I've really come to this point in my journey where I realize how important that is, and like with nervous system regulation, because I wrote this in one of my journals a while ago, but like I honestly feel like our nervous system is like the subconscious of our physical body. So it's like, it's always kind of picking up on shit, it's always kind of trying to regulate, it's always kind of, so it's like if you have like a regulated nervous system and your body feels safe, I feel like that's the key to like unlocking kind of like the essence and the healing of like your root chakra. And that's like, and that's, oh my God, that's like a whole nother thing. I feel like there's like so much I just want to like talk about with people. And that's why I started doing this, because I'm like, well, hopefully like my videos will start being seen by people that like resonate, but also like think like I do and like think about this shit, because it's interesting and it's fun and it's like, it's magical, and it's, I just want to like talk to people about it, you know? And like I do have a couple friends that are like, you know, pretty woo-woo themselves, and so I can't talk to people about it, but it's like, but I'm not the kind of person that like talks to people on a daily basis, you know, unless it's like, you know, the person I live with or whatever. But like I'm a hermit, you know, and so like I go on these like inner journeys, and like it's just, you know, and I play in my mental playground a lot, in my imagination and like my thoughts, and you know, and so anyway, I just hope to like meet people through the means of this and putting out my energy in that way, putting out my energy and like I'm hoping that me shining my light in this specific way will, you know, um my light will catch the eyes of people and souls that I'm meant to connect with, or I'm meant to maybe inspire or make other people feel not alone. I've said this many times in these videos, but like I said, no one's even watching these yet. So, and you know what? Maybe that's probably for a reason too. Like I've always kind of felt like everything happens for a reason. I don't always like that saying, but I've gotten to a point where I do feel that way. And that ties back into why I came out here for this particular video and saying that it's like no matter what we go through, because like, and see with the ADHD, it's like so many thoughts want to come out at once through my mouth. So it's like, that's why I'll like do that. I'll like start a thought and then another thought comes in. So I'll start saying that and it's like, wait a minute. Like I need to see, and this is the moments where I need to ground, because it's like my thoughts are just, they are flighty. They're just flying around my brain and it's in my mind. And it's like, okay, y'all need to like chill. Hold on a second. Like, let me like, and that's a thing too. Like, I want to, and maybe it's, like I said, maybe that's for a reason that people aren't watching these yet and it's not really getting out there yet, is because I'm kind of trying to find my rhythm with these videos. Like, yes, I'm just being myself, but I don't want to like overwhelm people with like how chaotic I am with talking and my ADHD and how I go every which way, you know? It's like, because I know like that kind of like overwhelms people sometimes, and I don't want to do that. I just want to, yes, I want to be myself, and yes, I'm authentic. I had this thought of making some kind of video. I don't know, like maybe just letting YouTube make a short out of one of these, and it'll probably just be me popping off on my shit and then just being like, POV, when you encounter someone who's just as ADHD as you. It's just me like blah, 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 just going all over the place. But anyway, so coming back to why I came out here, I feel like we really go through these certain things, yes, for our you know, soul growth and lessons and shit. If you're like anything like me, I do get sick of hearing that sometimes. I'm like, okay, but like I feel like I've been going through lesson after lesson after lesson. It's like, where's the fruition of like, and that's the thing, it's like I'm not doing shit to get a specific outcome. I'm just living my life, trying to like navigate and ground and be in balance, you know? But it's like no matter what we go through, it in the end, I feel like it does either lead to epiphanies or it leads to integration of something, whether that's the integration of our shadow selves or like our past selves or even our future self. Like, you know, it's just it's but also just for our inner strength, because it's like, ooh, I've been having this thought too lately about how maybe certain manifestations or things that we want or things we are trying to magnetize to us or we're trying to achieve or whatever, some things and dreams and visions are so big that it's like sometimes like they do require a certain version of you, like a certain like evolved version of you that maybe you haven't reached that level yet. You know, it's almost like I feel like the most like simple example might be like swimming. You know, when someone's learning to swim, you don't just throw them in the fucking deep end because they could drown. So it's like you start little and then you start in the shallow end, you practice swimming underwater, above water, moving your arms and your legs and everything. And as you practice and you go through either swimming lessons or you teach yourself or someone else teaches you or whatever, it's still you having the experience and learning how to swim. It's like, so it's like there's stages to you being able to swim in the deep end without anyone's help, right? And it's like, so it's the same with like versions of ourselves. I feel like it's like, and I've been thinking about this lately because sometimes I do get frustrated that like certain things aren't happening, or like I'm, you know, like currently it's like I get frustrated that like I feel like internally I'm making so much progress, but that's not really reflected in my outer reality quite yet, in the sense of like financially, like I don't make a lot of money because I'm a server, and like my job, that's a whole other thing. Just I'm like really getting to that point where I know I need to leave that place and like find a new job, but I don't know what job to get, because I love people and I love helping people and I'm a hard worker. But like, so I'm just, anyway, I'm learning. Like I'm learning too. Like that's another thing. I'm just like, I'm just kind of, I kind of want to post my journey, because I do have the faith that I will get to where I'm meant to be and I want to be, right? And so when I do get there, I can look back at these videos and be like, hey, I did it, you know? Like I did it. And like that's where I was. And like hopefully, you know, I just, again, I just want to help people feel not alone, you know? So it's like, no matter what we go through, it is for something. I feel like it is for some kind of reason. And we are not only evolving through these lessons, through these, you know, things we've had to go through, even, like I said, even like insecurities, and like with me, for instance, like I've just gone through so many, and like I've had to overcome so many insecurities and like depression and anxiety in the past couple of years, and like fear and doubt, and those are really heavy emotions, you know, and just like low frequency things, low vibrational things. And I think that's what this world, this 3D matrix world, obviously is like conditioning people to stay in those lower vibrations. And it's like, but it's up to us to rise up out of that. And I think it is for a reason. And like for ourselves, but also for other people, you know, because I love coming across people that I know have been through it and still made it out on the other side. Those are the people that inspire me, the people that have the stories to tell of what the fuck they've been through, you know? And I want to be one of those people for people. I want to be an inspiration and like help people see that it is all worth it. That life is sacred and it's beautiful. It's fucking hard, but on some level, I do feel like we did choose to come here. And I think that overcoming anything is not for the weak. And I think that we are stronger than we give ourselves credit for. And there are times when we're going to crumble. We're going to be brought to our fucking knees. Like I have been to that point so many times where you just feel like you hit rock bottom and you're like, why the fuck am I here? like, am I just here to fucking suffer, you know? And I think it's important to like really hold yourself in those times and just, you know, let yourself crumble. Let yourself, like, what did I say? One of my old videos, one of my first videos, I read out of one of my many journals, and I wrote the be crumbling. It's like, because we have to allow ourselves those times too to crumble, because those are the times when either we need to cocoon and turn ourselves into goo so we can reconstruct our foundation, reconstruct our programming, reprogram our minds, our subconsciouses, our bodies, like our whole foundation, because it's been built on falsities and illusions. And now we're rebuilding ourselves with a foundation of unconditional love and truth and wisdom. And that's not an easy process. Like, it's fucking hard. But we just gotta love ourselves through it. And we gotta allow the shit that isn't aligned with us anymore, or has been holding us back, all these blocks, all these illusions that we tell ourselves, these lies that we've been telling ourselves, like, I'm not good enough. And like, God, that's like my fucking biggest one, is like, I've never felt good enough. But see, I've been restructuring that belief system. I've been trying to get to the root of like where these thoughts even came from and why I've felt like that my entire life, right? It's finding the root, and it's like uprooting that shit like completely, then planting a new seed in there, a seed that's planting a new seed of like unconditional love and acceptance and grace for yourself, because we need that. Can you imagine if we all operated from a system or a foundation within ourselves that where those lies like never even existed, like those illusions weren't ever even planted in us? Can you imagine like what the world would be like? Man, that's great. That's probably like what like Atlantis and shit was like, which is funny because that's like that's like the post that I was reading had to do with like Atlantis and starseed souls versus human souls, and like no one's better than the other, but it was just this person was like kind of highlighting like the differences, like the experiences that we have here. But anyway, that's a really interesting thought though. And that's like what I'm trying to get to though. It's almost like being reborn, which is funny because I know Jadina's had a video like that. All of her videos are so good. Like they just hit so deep. I don't watch every single one, but like I watch the ones that really like appeal to me, or the ones that the title like really like takes me back. I'm like, oh, or it's like it plucks a string of resonance or something, But I know she's had a video like that where she talked about it was a while ago, but basically being reborn again, like your inner child being reborn again. Like that's basically like that's the feeling I'm getting right now. It's like, what if we literally like allowed ourselves to like sorry, I was laughing because the words in my head was, what if we allowed ourselves to rebornify ourselves? But that's a new one, I guess. That's a new word. Let's rebornify ourselves. Anyway. Okay, I think I need to wrap this up. I say this every fucking video, but it's like I'm trying to make them short. What are we at? 27 minutes? At least it's under 30 or 40. Oh my God. A couple of mine are like 40. Anyway, okay. So I guess for like closing thoughts and statements and energies, may the sun that is shining through this lens into our eyeballs, 27 through, hey, that one showed up the other day too, but may grandfather sun and the light codes that are shining down upon us on earth right now through this video, through the lens, into our eyeballs and into our souls, just may these light codes purify our bodies and our souls and our minds of anything that makes us feel less than, anything that blocks us, anything that makes us feel not worthy. May those things be blasted away with light and love and inner knowing and inner strength that we know who the fuck we are, and we are rebuilding ourselves. We are rebornifying ourselves into who we came here to be, who we're meant to be, who we want to be. We get to decide that. We get to decide who we are and alchemize the past, be present with ourselves, and just connect to our body, connect to Mama Gaia, connect to each other, connect to our higher selves, connect to our spirit guides and our angels and our ancestors and God and Divine Mother and Jesus and the universe. Like those are like a lot of the things I believe in personally that I call my spirit squad. But anyway, whoever you connect with or whoever you believe in, may you always know how loved you are and how strong you are. Thank you. So, all right, I'm gonna head off now, but, and I think I have a thing. I like saying, infinite love from my heart to yours. Yes. I love you. Mwah!